Hey geonerds, here we are today walking through the Queen Street Mall and this beautiful granite paving that we all take for granted. This stuff is 1.6 billion years old. Yeah, billion with a B. It's the oldest stuff you're ever going to touch, and you walk on it every day. It comes from here, a beautiful part of Queensland up near Mount Isa. If you want to know more, hang in there because I'm going to really fill you in on this one. Let's rock. Hey geonerds, here we are in the Queen Street Mall. This is actually White Cane Day. As much as seeing some visually impaired people out enjoying themselves is great, have a look at what they're standing on. This is the granite used in the Queen Street Mall. Here it is here. It's a beautiful granite called Midnight Rose. Ooh. We'll talk more about that. A 20-cent piece. Oh, it's probably been iodized down, bugger. And it's also highlighted with this stuff, which is South Australian Adelaide black granite. But first of all, let's have a look at where this granite comes from. Now, this granite is called Sabella granite, and this is Mount Isa. And Mount Isa geologically is a really old part of Australia. It's an old part of the planet, actually. And here's the quarry here, just south of Mount Isa. And there it is, and that quarry is where all that granite came from. And obviously granite for other jobs as well, but all of the Queen Street Mall granite, which was done in 1999, came from that hole there. And you can still see bits of it lying around there. I'll show you some photos of that in a minute. But yeah, so that's the Midnight Rose Sabella granite. And I've got a bit of a conjecture. I'm not sure it's granite. Anyway, we'll look into that. Let's have a look at where the Adelaide black granite came from, because it's interesting as well, and it's a beautiful stone. Well, folks, here we are over Adelaide, one of my most favourite places on this planet. We're just going to whiz. We haven't got far to go. This comes from a place called the Black Hills Quarry, and it's just to the east of Adelaide, about, I don't know, 2/3 away to the Murray River, something like that. And it's an outcropping of black granite. There's a few different colours there, but the black one is the king. It's the prize. So, yeah, they've been mining this here for quite some time. And there's a few different quarries here, but the main one is this one here. As you can see, there's about 3 pits going there with different lots. You can see the black stone lying on the ground there. And, yeah, it doesn't all make it. Some of it's just kept. And there it is. So this is where the feature tiles, the feature pieces in the Queen Street Mall came from. The Adelaide Black Hill granite, and it's gorgeous stuff. So let's have a bit of a closer look at these quarries, because they're pretty interesting places. So here we are, folks, up at the Sabella quarry up near Mount Isa, and as you can see, there's bits of rock lying all over the place here. There's some people having a look at it. You can see the colour of that rock in the wall there, where they get it from. And I don't think they blast this. I think they're using hydraulic plugs and feathers, drilling it, then breaking it with plugs and feathers. So you can see that's the same rock behind. It's just been weathered. It weathers to a brown colour. This is just up there. You can drive in. I don't think the place is closed up. But have a look at this. They call this granite, and I have a hypothesis. I don't think this is granite. So on the left here, we have a piece of granite. On the right, we have a piece of gneiss. Gneiss as in Gneiss. And gneiss is metamorphic granite. This is granite that has been heated, usually to the consistency of toothpaste, and then squeezed and changed. And I put it to you that this midnight pink granite is actually a gneiss. Because gneiss is made from granite, obviously it's older. So here's a piece of gneiss on the top that has had a granite sill injected into it at a later date. You can see the difference, and that Sabella granite looks a lot like gneiss to me. So this is the Adelaide Hills black granite. No question, this is granite. And this is, of course, the Midnight Rose granite. This has been smeared. This is a gneiss. Anyway, if anyone who is a geologist looks at this, correct me if I'm wrong. but it looks like gneiss to me. Its formation up near Mount Isa has gneiss all around it, and I suspect this is also a gneiss. This is organ gneiss from Brazil. This looks like gneiss. It looks a lot like that rose granite as well. So, and that obviously hasn't been polished or ablated or anything like that. Well, folks, you can't walk on polished or saw-cut granite. It's too slippery. So how do you get a nice finish like the Queen Street Mall that you don't slip on? This is how you do it. It's called ablation, flame ablation. Now, I'm sure J.H. Wagner have a machine that does this. This is being done by hand. This gives you a better idea of what's happening. Tiny amounts of moisture, oxyflame hits it, boom, it blows off and it leaves a really nice non-slip surface. Well, folks, how old is this stuff? Well, let's have a look here. This is the Quaternary. This is the Brisbane River gravels and a lot of the surface stuff around Brisbane. Tertiary, up around Ipswich, we're starting to see a lot of the coal deposits, etc. Let's go back a little further. Permian, Triassic, yeah, that's some of the, that's your Brisbane tuff and your Inaugural granites, etc. But no, let's keep going. How far back can we go? Well, the Devonian Silurian. This is all your shales around Brisbane and the Narrowleaf Fernvale groups and the Brisbane Phyllite, the southern end of Mount Coot, in fact. But no. This stuff is much older. This stuff is 1.6 billion years old. This is the oldest thing you're ever likely to touch, and you're walking on it in the mall. Lovely stuff. Let's have a look at what the Earth looked like then. Well, folks, this is the Earth a billion years ago. So this rock was already 600 million years old when this started. Here we're winding forward. We're coming now through just to the point where all the shales in Brisbane were laid down. And the Earth is whizzing forward. When this rock was laid down, there wasn't anything but single-celled archaea animals on this Earth. No multi-celled creatures at all. So yeah, this stuff is really old. I think I'm trying to push that point. So the next time you're in the Queen Street Mall, like Rebecca from Love, Life and Travel is here, link in the description, great channel. Next time you're in the Queen Street Mall, just have a thought of those pavers. 1.6 billion years old. Probably the oldest thing you'll ever touch. And of course, don't forget to keep rocking, because T-Rox is out.